Hey guys, Mark from Copper vs Glass. Today we're going to have a quick look at a new rail system that I'm going to be using with my camera setup, the Vodka DP3000. I'm also going to be trying out a new follow focus. So, let's take a look. Having a quick look at this, guys, you can see that it is built like a tank. It's made of a really nice matte black finish, and also the height of the plate can be adjusted, so you can adjust it between 50mm and also 67mm, and there's also two separate holes on the bottom here for tripods. You've got a 1/4 inch and also a 3/8 inch as well, and like I said, it's just really good for stabilization. It's 15mm rods, so you've got loads of different accessories that are going to fit this perfectly well. All the articulation is done with these blue accents, which is really nice. So for instance, to move the base plate, all you need to do is just turn the blue accent that it's attached to. So if I zoom in now, you can see here, you just have to twist it anti-clockwise, and then once it's got to a certain looseness, you can then just slide it down. So this is great for different sizes in terms of cameras, or if you've got some different size lenses as well that you want to put onto another attachment like a follow focus, this is going to give you plenty of room to maneuver what you need to. In terms of the actual rails themselves, again, adjusting the blue sliders here on the side, you can move the rails back and forth. So again, if you do have an ultra long, for instance, zoom lens, then again you're going to be able to fit it on here, no problem at all, in terms of if you are using any additional focuses or stabilization features, which is definitely very nice. And like I said, it's super easy to do up and undo these, and you can kind of do it on the go. So if you are changing cameras or changing anything like that, it's going to be really easy to do. You can see here that I've got my tripod stand, and it just attaches really easy with a button just here, and obviously just attaching it as well is really simple to do. Now depending on your tripod, this may differ in terms of how you're actually going to be doing it, but for me it is super easy to get this on and off of my tripod. Next up, I've got the actual follow focus itself, which is the main reason why the rod is here, is to hold the follow focus on the camera. Now you may be asking yourself why you need a follow focus on your camera at all. Well, the main reason really is just for stabilization. If you see here, if I try and focus, I'm going to get my hand in shot, I may actually touch the lens as well, and just in general it's going to jolt around. So using this, you can actually use the focus without touching the camera at all. If you see here the action, it's very smooth indeed, and I've not had any problems at all. Now this follow focus itself is actually on a massive discount at the moment as well, so I'd highly recommend having a look at Amazon as quick as you can. It's also adjustable for up and down in terms of if you've got a taller lens, or if your lens is a lot wider, so again like a wide angle lens, then again you can adjust that using the bottom down here. This is also where you unscrew it to actually put it onto the rod itself, which I'm going to show you guys in just a second. And one thing that I do like about the follow focus is there's a white ring as well just around the actual part that you grip to actually do the focus, which allows you to actually write on it with, for instance, like a whiteboard marker, and then rub it off. So if you've got multiple focuses in one shot, you can write down the number of the placement, so 1, 2 and 3, and that's going to be really easy to find that focus during filming. I'm just going to show you guys how to actually attach the follow focus to the rod. So like I said, I've got everything attached in terms of the rod on my actual tripod itself. So all you would need to do in terms of the screws on the bottom of the follow focus is undo the one on the bottom, which is the blue one, and that's going to allow it to actually open up. I mean, you can just slide the follow focus on there and then adjust it as needs be. So like I say, it's really simple if you've got bigger lenses, or if you need to adjust it at any point, it's really simple to do. Or if you just want to take it off and chuck it in a bag or anything, then again, it's really easy. It's not necessarily quick release like you get on some of the more expensive ones, but in general I've not had any trouble at all with removing it and putting it back on. It's been very simple to do. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to switch over to some footage that I've taken on my Nexus 5 to show you exactly how to attach the camera and just in general how the final setup looks. And here we have the nearly finished final setup. So you can see here that I've got my follow focus to the right of my camera, and obviously the focus ring itself is on the very front of the camera, and the whole point of using the follow focus is that you don't have to actually touch the lens itself. So all you want to do really now is just adjust the height and also from left to right so that everything connects. Now, so what you may also be wondering is how does the actual follow focus itself connect with the lens, because there's obviously going to be a gap. Well, basically what you have is you have this rubber ring which is completely adjustable for many different lens sizes, and you just slide it around the top or put it on and adjust it as you need to, and then that's pretty much how you do it. So the teeth that are on the rubber ring that goes around the actual lens itself match perfectly to the teeth that are on the actual follow focus. So if I just unscrew the bottom of the follow focus just here, I'm going to slide it over and then do it back up, and you can see that the teeth themselves are conjoined, so when I move the follow focus, it's then going to move the actual focus itself. And you can see just how smooth and how easy it is to do this without having to touch the actual lens itself. So now that you know how the actual mechanism works, I'm just going to give you an example of using the follow focus separately and then actually using the focus using the actual camera itself by touching the lens. So I've lined up 4 turtle figurines here, and you're going to see that the follow focus that I'm doing now is going to be using the follow focus that I've attached using the rail system, and you can see that it is very smooth, going from the foreground straight away to the background and then back again. Very smooth transition, no jolting around. The camera itself is moving ever so slightly, but that's only because I don't have a tripod small enough to put on the windowsill, and I wanted to make sure that I got some great lighting for this shot. But if you had it on the tripod itself, again, you'd see a much more stable shot. Not that this is unstable in any way. Now what I'm going to do now is take the follow focus off of the camera and then just use the actual lens itself to try and do the same focusing effect. Now you're going to see straight away that for stability issues it is going to move around a bit more, and that's because you're touching the actual lens itself. A lens on a camera is very delicate, and for something like a DSLR where you don't have autofocus, manual focus is definitely essential. And like I say, try and do it with your hand and moving the actual lens itself instead of having a separate follow focus is not necessarily the best thing, so it does make quite a big difference when trying to do different focuses within one shot. And that's pretty much it, guys. I'm going to be using both the rail system and the follow focus in future videos. I'll put some links down in the description as to where you can pick these up for yourself, and I'll also put a link down there for where you can get hold of my tripod as well. I'm Michael from Copper vs Glass. This has been a quick look at the new rail system and follow focus, and I will catch you guys in the next video.